Hopefully this is working. Haha! I have never understood how you do the whole start on time thing. Drive me crazy. Anyway. This is Sully. Hope you're doing well tonight. And I have a Diatone GTR349. And I happened to look today on Betaflight in the configurator and saw that there is a new release candidate. So I thought I would go through that. And I'm trying to get rid of background noise here, so hopefully this isn't too bad. Yeah, cool. Alright. So, anyway, starting off, if you have, I'm using the Chrome version of Betaflight, and I wanted to show you if you have the non-Chrome, when you open it, it's going to tell you to go to the release site because there's also a new Betaflight configurator 10.7.0 RC1, and that is on this page, the GitHub page, and you would pick the Windows installer or Linux or AMD or good gracious Mac, whatever you use, and get 10.7, and I will definitely tell you 10.6 does not work very well with 4.2 because you lose half your stuff. So anyway, I have already gone to Jenkins, which is where I always get the latest Betaflight, and it's Jenkins Betaflight job configurator, blah blah blah. If you look up Jenkins and Betaflight, that's it. I mean, literally Jenkins Betaflight, it will take you to the page, and you just go to configurator, Betaflight configurator, and I'm picking the Chrome OS. It's very easy to load that way. It's also very fast, and once you do it once, it will end up, oh excuse me here, it will end up, there we go, sorry, it's getting my chat window up. It will end up just being an easy update, so you just unzip it into a folder, which I haven't done it yet. Wait for it to copy through. Oh gracious. And if you've never installed an app in Chrome, it's pretty easy. You just do Chrome's replace Chrome extensions. Yeah, Chrome / extensions, load unpacked, pick your Betaflight, select the folder. It will immediately load it for you. So wherever you downloaded the Jenkins build, it will immediately load for you. And you load unpacked in Chrome extensions, load unpacked, and it's going to show up in Chrome apps, Chrome / apps. And you just click it and it pops right up, and it's anytime after that you just have to update the folder where you extracted everything and you'll get the latest version. So that's just a little trick if you don't want to go through. Now I have a Diatone, well, I said GTR349. I always go through and double check my settings, And like right now, it's not connecting. So that's always good. Auto connect. Connect. Maybe it will connect. Maybe it won't connect. Like I say, this is totally live, totally new. Things happen. I don't know why it wouldn't connect though. Wow. That is interesting. This might be a very short live stream if this doesn't connect. Why would it not connect? Let's try this. So I might have to do the real. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I had them both open. All right. Okay. Nope, that just closed right out and turned off my light. All right. It is not detecting anything. I happen to have a handy dandy battery here, so we're going to try that out. It does boot. If I have to swap over, I will use a different quad. Wow, that was a sneeze out of nowhere. Excuse me. And it could be I have a bad cable, so I'm going to swap this over. Double check. Sound, check, sound, okay. Oh boy. Not nerve-wracking at all. I feel like Steve... okay, it was my USB port. You remember when, what's his name? Bill Gates went up on screen to demonstrate Windows 98, and it, blue screened on him? That's how I'm feeling right now. So anyway, now that we're plugged in, I'm in the wrong version, so I'm in Betaflight 10.6, so now I've got to go start that all over again. Sorry about that. Apologies. It happens when you're live. Oh, come on. We'll try again. There we go. Okay, so I had a bad USB port. It's always something, hey. Alright, and I always run through just to double check my settings to make sure I remember what I have. So right now I'm on the Diatone Fury F4 OSD STM32F405. I have port 1 is my serial, and IRC Tramp is on UART 3. Configuration, pretty simple. This does have RPM filtering already. Like I say, I'm just checking through. In case I screw up, I can look at the video again and reset back to normal. So that's pretty much all I need there. Everything else is fine. PID tuning, I will tell you, PIDs will definitely change in 4.2. This is 4.2, the one of the development versions from way back. So since we're going to an RPM, or I'm sorry, since we're going to a release candidate, none of these pitch roll, none of these will matter. So that's actually all I need, just to see my configuration and ports. So we're going to go back to setup. I always do a backup. BL Heli Suite 32, Betaflight backup, that's today, okay. And I always do a get all. Oh, no, get, nope. Diff all, nope. Are we done? Really? Diff all. There we go. Resetting. So I always save a diff all to my clipboard after I clear output history, because I had all those weird things in there. Diff all. Save to file. Save that off as well. That way I know if I have to come back. This is a good flying quad at the moment. So if I have to go back, I now know my backup. So we're going to get back out of here. Dump. Oh, thank you. It's almost over. Let me try that. It is dump. Ah, man. You rock. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Why can I always do a diff all? So thank you. Dump shows everything. Holy cow. Good job. Thanks a lot. All right. Let's say I've actually only had to use that once, but when I did, it was very useful. So I've kept up with it ever since. Activate bootloader. We're now in DFU mode. Going to firmware flasher. This is the Fury F4 OSD. By the way, I did learn if you have some of the new Diatone GTR and ER349 models, there's a Make 2 version of this that actually uses a different it uses a different target. So just because you have a 349 GTR doesn't mean you will have Fury F4. So if you're doing this, make sure you definitely capture which flight controller you had. One of the people watching an older video told me they basically bricked one of theirs. So we're in release and release candidate. Fury F4 OSD RC1. That came out 3 days ago. Load firmware online. Lots of changes, and there are a ton of changes. So if you haven't tried 4.2, it's got some good changes. Yeah, totally different. All right, we're flashing. But one of the weird things on it's the reworked gyro loop, which is really cool. You're always at 8K for gyro and up to 8K for PID loop if you want. And new rates, which I haven't played with them too much other than I don't like the real rates. And I still prefer Betaflight rates, but that's okay. I will let you know this GTR has the Jazz Maverick ESC firmware on it, so it does have RPM filtering enabled, which is only on the Jazz or JESC, Jazz Maverick or JESC or ESC firmware. So I do have that on here already, so it will have RPM filtering, and we can set that up as well. All right, looks like we are done. Going back to welcome, connect. Notice there are custom defaults for this board. It will not work unless they are applied. Do you want to apply them? Yes. Apply custom defaults. The following problems are with your configuration were detected. The accelerometer is enabled but is not calibrated. So that's a good sign. It's just telling you to calibrate your accelerometer. And considering I'm on a flat surface right now, and that looks like that tells me I need to calibrate my accelerometer. Holy cow. Good gracious, why is it off by that much? That is a crazy amount. Let's try this way. Yep, it's off by that much, and it's drifting. So yeah, that's why you calibrate. Close and calibrate. And there we go. Cool. Ports, first off. Serial RX. Oh, it kept my IRC tramp. That's good. Save and reboot. You do not want to do a dump into these, into 4.2, even from one version to another. You don't want to do a CLI dump. So it basically is a setup from beginning. I do run reverse props, quad X, D-Shot. If you're doing RPM filtering, you want D-Shot 300 and you want bidirectional D-Shot. And Mamba 1408 motors have 12 poles. And there's a motor idle throttle value percentage, which is now at 3, which is a lot lower default. And I think part of that's due to the dynamic idle that's new to 4.2, which should be really cool. If you're doing D-Shot 300, you only need 4 kilohertz for the PID loop. And if you'll notice, gyro update frequency, you cannot change at all. So you can't change it. Accelerometer, I always leave it on now just because I don't really need it, but I do like it just so I can see my gravity, how many G's you pull. So if you don't get your G meter, it's because your accelerometer is not in place. Arming 180 degrees. Bidirectional, it's just double checking my stuff here. I use iBus, probably one of the only people. What's going on? Alright, cool. iBus. All of this is fine. Air mode, OSD, anti-grav, and dynamic filtering is good. I don't really use the RSSI. I heard that this one, even though it shows on your OSD, it's not really accurate. For RSSI, it's not really an accurate reading. But it will give you a general idea. I just don't use it anymore since I fly very close range. So if mine fail safes, I have a problem with my receiver, which happens. So what else are we going with here? D-Shot. I like to use my motors as beepers since I don't have a beeper on this quad. Also, since it's a 3-inch, you don't really worry about ejecting the battery so much. Although that can happen, and it's hard to find if you do, so there is an optional beeper you can install. I just never did. So double checking settings, reverse props, which is true. D-Shot 300, bidirectional D-Shot 12, 3, and 4 kilohertz. Everything else kind of optional and up to you if you want to do it. Power and battery. I like to land. I have a minimum cell at 3.3 volts, and I like to go warning at 3.4. That way I've got probably 30 seconds once that light starts flashing. You know, if I'm cruising and it's flashing in the 3.4 range, I can land and it will go back to 3.7. When I first started quads, knowing when to land was like the hardest thing ever. So yeah, and it all depends on your batteries too. Like you can fly 2S down to almost 3.2 if you want, but I don't recommend it. Failsafe. Stage 1, 0.4 seconds, and you want it to drop, so that part's good. I always go through this page just because sometimes something may change and you don't want a failsafe that doesn't work. Alright, PID tuning. Now, in the past, I've always kind of eyeballed it and I know how my quad is. What I've heard with 4.2 is that defaults are really good, like really, really good. So, and the last time I flew one, even on the development version, they were much better than what my, oh, I think it's going to be this or I think it's going to be that. So I'm going to leave PIDs alone right now. If anything, I would say I'll probably end up changing my Dmax, but since we now have Dmin, we have 2 Dmins of 23 and 25. That probably means it's going to fly fine. It's up here. There are 2 Dmins, by the way. This one just adds on your gain and your advance. So, let's see, feed forward at 90, that sounds good. I'm keeping this default. By the way, really good job to the developers on color coding this. If you have any questions, pop them in chats. Do I fly props out? In or out? Hayden M. I always try to fly my quads props out. I end up, with the way I wreck, it ends up not getting tangled in the trees as much. So I fly props out. With the way it flies, I couldn't tell you. I have 2 quads that fly props in and 4 that fly out, and I couldn't tell you which one is which based on which way the props are flying. So it's more just, it helps keep me out of trees. So I fly props out when I can. And the reason I don't have the other 2 switched over is I don't fly them very often, and I don't really care. They're smaller anyway. So we are good here. We do have this new dynamic idle value, which has a very long definition. Joshua Bardwell has a great explanation on it. He has a great video on it. I say that a lot of times. I feel so presidential. I'm getting a 5-inch soon. Oh yeah, see, if you're flying a 5-inch, all 5 inches I've flown, I fly props out, because when you hit something, your camera's in more danger, so it kind of bounces you off the tree instead of sucking you into it. So if you, yeah, 5-inch, I would always fly props out. It's just, I don't know, that one, I could tell a little bit of a difference when I was flying, but not much. You'd have to do back-to-back runs. But yeah, so dynamic idle, it's supposed to be 20% of below the RPM of your D-shot idle value. No need to change your D-shot idle value from defaults. For longer inverted D-shot idle value and minimum RPM should be lowered together. Visit this wiki entry. There's a long description on it. This is also something, since I use air mode, this is something I would want to do, since it will correct for desyncs and give a little bit more stuff. So it's dynamic idle value times 100 RPM. So you can actually set it as like 400 RPM, 300. If you go back to configuration, 3% modal idle, that's probably about 1200. So I think that will be good. I'm leaving it 0 for right now because I really don't know and I have to do more research on it. I can't do wiki entries for this because it will crash. So anyway, let's see, throttle boost at 5, I like it there. Feed forward transition, keep it at 0, keeps your sticks feeling good. I-terms normal, VBAT's normal, integrated yaws normal, yada yada yada. Oh, anti-gravity is 3.5 now. Higher values. Okay, I always use 5 or 8. Oh no, I'll try 3.5. If you get a dip when you pump the throttle, a dip, anti-gravity here is where you will you can fix that just by going up. I've never had to go above 8, and that was on a really crappy quad from 2 years ago. So 3.5 might be good now, I don't know. Brandon, that's cool. What do you do, Brandon, what do you set for the dynamic idle value? Like, I don't know, without having to do a lot more research, I don't know how to compare this 3% throttle value to this as a number. So, yeah. On a micro, it's kind of high. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Honestly, I haven't had a dipping micro since that one quad, and I honestly think it might have been its ESC. That was years ago. So you go to Motors tab, plug in a battery, check RP. Oh, I see. All right. So I will tell you straight off, I have a prop tool in the other. I was not planning on plugging this quad in yet. but that is good to know. And check the RPM at any given batteries. That's cool. Okay. I will come back to that at some point. In that case, it is about... I can't plug this one in without tearing up the world. Yeah, that would be a bad idea. Very bad idea. Yeah, I understand it's RPM times 100. Set the idle value below. So tiny motors, I set it to 5080. Oh, okay, okay. So like that would be a 50? Yeah, this is a 3-inch, so probably not quite that. Like 1500 is the, well, yeah, I guess so. If it's 45,000 is, yeah, 45,000 being the top. I never knew I'd have to bring out a calculator for this. Let's see, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, it's 4, 1, 2, 3 times 14.6. Yeah, 55,000 times 0.03. 1650. Oh, yeah, so about 16, or you do it at 50. 50 would be like a 5,000 RPM idle. Maybe on a micro. I could see that because it's only 5%. I see. Yep. Hold on 1 second. If anyone comes in, tell them I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a prop tool because I want to figure this out. Okay, that was fast. Alright, cool. Props off and rev to see what the D-shot percent makes. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. So this is definitely, if I'd planned on it, I would have had the props off, which I don't know why I didn't plan on that, because I brought in a battery, so you know at some point I was going, at some point, you know, I was going to plug it in, or I thought I would. Ouch. Mobula 7. Is it 75 or 7.5? Because it's times 100, so that's kind of a high. It's got 15,000 RPM motors. At 7%, that's what, 350? Is that right? Oh, okay, you just like it high. I got you. Cool. Let's see. See what we get here, because I am really curious. Do you like it that high, or is there a benefit? I keep slamming the mic. Sorry. Oh boy. 1 sec. Sorry to derail here. I'm really curious now, because when I did this the first time, I just kind of glossed over this little section. I think I just lost a nut. Where'd my nut go? How could I lose it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Alright. I think. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. I see what you're saying with the desyncs. So let's see here. One of the cool things I like about RPM filtering is being able to see your speed. Alright. I said auto connect, jerk. Oh, come on. Connect. Alright, just so you see, props are off, so I'm not being stupid here. There we go. Props are off, battery plugging in. This is the quest to find what my dynamic idle should be. Alright. Going to Motors tab. If you've never done RPM filtering, you get an idle speed here and an error speed. So we're going to turn that off. And we're going to see... Okay, so yeah, 20. That's 2000 is my... Wow. So if I'm doing 5000, that would be about what... Yeah. So I guess I'm going to do about 25. Yep. Don't want to go that high. But yep. Now I see what you mean. That was easy. Okay. So if you're going as low as you can without desyncs, I could probably go with 15. 15 to 20. Okay. Thank you. That was awesome. Make sure you fly in a soft spot. Well, yeah. Joe Lucid. He raises until it doesn't. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll go at... Okay, well that was interesting. Let us stop this, unplug here. Alright, thank you. So now if I go back to config, it gives me 3% here. And if I go back to PID tuning, it tells me I need... See, that's 300 RPM, which is way too low. It should be set about 20% below the RPM of your D-shot idle value. So that would actually be, once again, calculator. 55,000 times 0.03 gives me, that's minus. A 1650, so it should be 1250, so 12. Oh, that's good to know. If it falls faster, I will raise it. So I'm going to go with 15 because that seems to be numerically between 12 and 15. So I will try that and lower it if I need to until it starts desyncing, or I might, yeah, I'll go backwards on that. Where is my... I took my props off and I swear I looked down and my prop nut is gone, so I'm missing one. Oh well. Anyway, moving on. Save. Thank you. Thanks for the help there. So that's 1500 RPM, which is below the 1700 that the D-shot idle gives. Okay. Yay. That's good to know. 1408 motors. And I'm just going off the 3%. I have run at 5%, which would be about 20 instead. So if I were to change this up to 5% like normal, I would move this one up to 20. Okay, cool. You think so? Okay. I will try it out and see. I'm going to fly it tomorrow, so we'll know. Save. The only thing is 2500 is higher than the 3% here, so let's just go up to 5. That will make me feel better. Yeah, no worries. Well, that's the thing. I always have a motor idle on D-shot, like the D-shot motor idle at 3 to 5%, and that always works. So these things aren't normally something I run into very much. But yeah. Let's do a couple hovers and probably one punch out or 20. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. Alright, moving on. Leaving my PIDs alone. D-Min I like in the 20s. I used to set my D max to the 20s, but there's just no purpose now. Huh. Which is cool. Rate profiles. If you haven't tried it, that low, okay. Oh yeah, 25. These have always run 3 to 5%, so considering max is 55,000, that's not too bad. It should be fine. Yeah, I have a controller here too. I'll set it and see what it does. If it starts desyncing, I'll stop it. So if you're on rates, you now have race, flight, kiss, actual, and quick rates. And I will tell you, quick rates for me don't feel good, so I'm sticking with Betaflight. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my normal twitchiness. So you just put in whatever rates you want here. I would encourage you to play around with the other rate types. The only thing is, I've tried actual and I've tried quick rates, and they just don't feel right to me. So I don't think I am. I think I'm just accustomed to what I'm accustomed to. So yeah. All right, TPA breakpoint. Those are pretty good. I don't want to do a throttle limit, not on this one anyway. No percentage. I don't want to expo my throttle. I don't like doing that. Jumping over to filter settings. Now we have RPM filtering. Oh boy. Dynamic notch width percentage. Now this one, setting it at 0 disables it, and since you have RPM filters, that normally works out pretty well. Gyro filtering. I always push these over a good bit. Not quite into the red. I don't want a message to pop up. But with a good quad, you should be able to get over to somewhere over here. Keep pushing it a little bit. Brandon, what's different? And I'm just eyeballing these based off what I've had in the past. I do like to have the dynamic max cutoff higher. That's over here on the smaller quads. So anyway, that works out pretty well. Min cutoff works pretty well. Frequency range select. Oh yeah, so they gave you a high and a low now instead of just one width type thing. Notch Q. I normally keep that one about as wide, and that doesn't increase. That doesn't increase. Oh, because I have deep turn low pass filters over here. Yeah. So I've left these neutral. Since I have the RPM filter, it's really hard for me to screw this up anymore. Once again though, your mileage may vary, and always test hover and do all that good stuff, so you know how it goes. Let's see, receiver. That's normal. Back to PID tune. Sorry, I'm just checking out here. So I've turned off my dynamic notch. I gave it a notch Q of 120 Hertz and a min of 150. Is that right? Yeah. Actually, max. You want that as narrow as possible. I could probably go up to 250 and 750. Because I know the smaller quads vibrate higher, so I think that's what I've used in the past. Maybe 700. Low pass. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep. The second dynamic notch filter, is that second? Nope. Okay. Yep, we're good. Moving on to receiver. I forget if it's higher or lower. You can narrow the Q. It's lower, I believe. You can. Mike Digga, no guy liner for me. Yeah, I tried guy liner like when I was a kid, but no. Honestly, I don't mind it. Like I don't know. These eyes though, they pop like they are. I mean, shoot, I don't need guy liner to pop my eyes. I got them. I got the eyelashes going on. I'm good. Input cutoff, bi-quad, auto, and smoothness. That's cool. So it will smooth out your stick inputs. That's cool. Really cool. Oh yeah. Oh, I like Drib. Ledrib. He's not bad. Honestly, I like most people, I think. Right now, I don't like people who go to work and, near me anyway, and walk into work. It's not the people I work with, it's the ones who are outside. They're wearing masks because we're in lockdown, you know, and we're still in, like, mandatory mask situation. And so they're wearing masks, but they get close to you and they pull it down to talk to you. Come on. Mask 101, don't touch it. It just cracks me up every time it happens. Because they'll step back and kick them and scream, "This is COVID." Kick them right in the chest. Down a manhole cover. Because you know, don't bring that. Adjustments, servos, motors tabs. So now I have 100% error because my ESCs aren't plugged in, but we know that works. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You are absolutely right. And ain't nothing broke about these eyes. You right. OSD, we got some new stuff in here, I think. I don't care about anti-grav anymore. Average cell voltage. Yes, I do want that. Average cell, current draw. I always like knowing, but it doesn't matter. Milliamp hour, no. Efficiency. Oh, that's funny. Requires a valid GPS fix? Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I've never heard of efficiency for it. Interesting. Voltage. Yeah, don't worry about that. Camera frame. So if you have a GoPro, you can actually set your camera frame so that it will, you can imagine at least what your camera is going to do. If you have an off, not a FPV camera, but a HD above it, you can set it up high, low, try to dial in exactly what you're trying to get. Compass bar, core temp, craft name, debug, disarm, ESC, RPM. I do like having this just because it's cool. RPM and RPM frequency seem to be the same thing to me, but I'm sure they're different. Flip after crash, fly mode, G-force. I do like G-force. Tells me how fast I'm accelerating at least, or crashing. I think my highest is 11, but that was a bad crash. Home direction. I don't have GPS, so I don't need most of these. Power I don't care about. It does give you profiles to see which ones you're using. RC channels, RSSI. Stick overlays, throttle position. I always like having throttle, and I like having timer 2. And that gives me fly minutes. That's all I really need. Over here, post-flight stats. I like voltage. I like voltage in. I like minimum. Black box, yes. RPM max. FFT will help you dial in your filters. Mine's always in the 700 range, which is why I always up my dynamic filter area. G-force max is just for bragging rights. And that'll do it. Yep. Do I have flight? Flight count, fly time. I like to see that. Alright, that was easy. Video transmitter. So if you go to that page, if you use the Chrome version, I should do something on the dark side of FPV. Mike Digga, I'm open to suggestions there. What are you suggesting? So in video transmitter, if you go to this page, if you click that, it will take you to the VTX table page, which I already have. So I load from file, and it's IRC tramp. You'll want to save it, it will load for you, and that way you get your VTX table. If you're using the Chrome version of Betaflight configurator, if you click this, you will not get anything other than a crash. So I don't click it anymore. Alright, here goes. I'm kind of scared. Oh, it didn't do anything. Okay, so go to this page is actually just go in Google and search for VTX table. Does not do anything. Try this again. Darn it. Yep, disabled. Okay. I don't want to enter frequency or pit mode. There we go, we're cool. Alright, I should do something on the dark side of FPV. I'm really open to that. Like, what are we talking about here? Okay, and then CLI. What do I like to do in here? Oh, there's a lot more than normal. This thing's taking forever. Okay, in CLI, the only thing I like to check, runaway takeoff prevention is on, and that's what you want. I had one flashing one time, and it was off, and it was the one time I put my props on backwards, and it took off to the moon. So I always make sure runaway takeoff prevention is off. It's on, like it is right there. They normally default it to on, and that is it. Cool. Anything new in here? That was a fast flash. That didn't take long at all. Half an hour with my screwed up messing around. Alright. So now I'm going back to Motors tab because I am really curious here. I have configuration. Now I'm just messing around. I have default. I'm going to, the default here was 3, so I'm going to save that as 3. I have a transmitter here. So default was 3, 12 is my motor poles. We're good there. I'm going back to PID. I have 25 is my dynamic idle value, which is 2500 RPM. Going to motors, going to understand. And I'm turning my, I don't know if it will actually do this or not. Alright, we are plugging in. So remember, props off anytime you plug in a quad. Holding it in my hand just in case. Alright, so our idle is 3,000. Roughly. Without props. Brandon, I've never done an idle at 3. I've done it at 4.5. Normally it's 4 to 4.5. I have one that's spinning slower than everyone else here. That's air mode. Okay. Alright, we're going to turn that off. Let us go back up to config. 4.5. Save and reboot. I've never played with this. But yeah, I've never tried idle at 3%, so I'm doing 4.5. That's why I normally have it. 4.5 to 5, and that's where default normally is. So let's see if that changed anything. Alright. You know how nervous I am having a quad in my lap that I just armed? Ooh, that's 4,000. Okay, so I'm assuming that it's not desyncing. Which quad are you doing? Because there's a big difference with whoops. I will definitely say that. But yeah, 4,000 seems good, which would be 40, which would be 25, which, yeah, I think 25 is gonna be good. Yeah. And say I don't mind float. I don't like floaty as much because I have a 50-foot wide area I fly in. Let's go back. Yeah, about 4,500. Okay. 40 millimeter and a 2-inch. Yeah, yeah. So you're probably much different than mine. This is also, by the way, a 4S quad, not a 2S or 1. That sometimes makes a huge difference too. Oh no, I don't want to do that. 5.5. See what that does. I've never messed with idle that much off defaults, really. Oh. Yeah, so 5.5 is 47-ish, 4,600. Ooh, I got an error in there. I got an error in there too. I'm getting errors. I've never gotten errors. Huh. Ever. I have never gotten errors. I am changing that back. 3. I don't know why I would get errors. Alright, trying again. Oh, back to errors. Okay. Well, it's only 0.03%, which is far less than the 1%. And the temp, yeah. Weird. Gotta love air mode. Yeah, it's tasks. So let's go see what that does. Task, I believe, will show 8,000, 4,000. Yeah, 8,000, 4,000, and exact, because they changed that here. 8,000, 4,000, 4,000, yep. Because it was changed in 4.2, so it will never show anything other than that. Which is cool. Much more accurate. Does it give me an RPM? Yeah, but it's 0.03. I've just never gotten it before, so I don't know. It might not be any. It's not like at the worrisome part. I'm also running a CPU load of 4%, which is nothing. Battery's not fully charged, but it's okay. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Alright. Gotta love air mode. Let's turn air mode off. Yeah. Oh. Oh, accelerometer. This should be a little bit more stable. Oh. It still tries to correct. Okay, that's it. Huh. I have air mode off and... Interesting. Okay, well that is totally new. $2,600. Yeah, I think this will be good. I will find out tomorrow, one way or the other. Let's see. Accelerometer back on and air mode back on. Save, reboot. And that is going to do it. Alright. Oh. Oh. Did I set an arm button or not? There we go. Yeah, I think this idle's fine. It reacts, it doesn't do anything weird. I think we're good. Could be totally wrong. So, if you're in chat, say hi. Oh, wow. Oh, and that errors could be, I've had this plugged in for way too long, so that gets obscenely hot. Dang, dang, dang. Whew. Whatever you do, don't plug in your quad for too long sitting on a bench in a warm room, or it will definitely heat up. So that might be why I was getting errors, because it was plugged in and not happy. That is really hot. Whew. But it still works, so I think we're good. Crisis averted. Some peeps say blow a fan on it. Yeah, they're not lying. That was my stupid. I didn't think I had it plugged in that long, but you know. That was a little longer than it should have been, I think. Put a fan on it. Yeah, that works. Cool, 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 cool. Tiny fan. So, that is it. I will fly tomorrow and see how it works. I think it'll be good. As soon as I find a prop nut that I dropped somewhere. I guess I have no idea where it could have gone. I didn't hear anything hit the floor. Oh well, no big deal. Tiny, tiny fan. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Anyone out here build PCs by any chance? Because I am in the process of building a new work PC, and I've noticed that everything's out of stock. Like, holy cow, if you're building anything decent, everything is freaking out of stock. Do you have any place to buy from? From which to buy? I don't like ending in prepositions. Because Amazon only has like either super high-end stuff right now, or they have yeah, I built, yeah, I've built my own since 2004. Well, actually like 98, but whatever. 3-inch trainer build to do. Can't wait. 150 grams. Dang, that is awesome. I would love a 150 gram quad. In case you're wondering, I dropped a prop nut. And I don't see it. But I swear I have no idea how I dropped. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I have a black table, and it's completely black, and it wasn't reflecting. A 533, wow. But yeah, Brandon, that's exactly it. All electronics are picked clean, and it's horrible. Like it dry, I just can't believe it. Because it's just picked absolutely clean. What is Evan Turner? A 533 frame. What is that? Why would you get a DRL? Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. I like that a lot. I am not a multi-GP champion. I don't know if you saw me trying to race on DRL, or not DRL, DCL the other day, but that was hilarious because I suck at racing. Hitting gaps is not really my forte. Tiny trainer for kit. Front side brace. Tiny trainer frame kit. It is a DRL. Oh, that's funny. It's pre-order. Why would you use this one? I don't... Oh, I see. I really don't see. Why would you use this one? It looks heavy. Or is it very light and just looks heavy? 16 by 16. Oh, nice. That is some seriously small, because it's cute. That's awesome. Hey, that works. That works. I am not going to complain with that. That is funny. If you like it, I like it. That's all that counts. It does look recommended 1404. Dang. What we got here? Excuse me? The 1404 toothpicks, those are good. I do like those too. Unavailable, of course. Everything is picked through. Like, so bad. Hey, have y'all had trouble getting toilet paper? Because I have a bidet. No. My wife, however, toilet paper. Drive me crazy. Never understand TP versus the mighty bidet. Yeah, you gotta have a video of the 150 gram 3-inch. I think this one without a battery is close, maybe? Yeah. Beta FPV all-in-one 20 amp with Crossfire and Nano Unify with the 1404 4600. Nice. Nice. By the way, I don't know if y'all know this. If you ever forget your prop tool, this is a trick that will help you. Most of the well, some of them anyway. Most of the good prop nuts have a little knurling in them. So if you put the prop against the nut and use the prop itself to twist, you can actually spin it all the way down and not have to use a tool to get the prop to work, to tighten up on you. So when Ladrib called me out for forgetting a prop tool, I don't forget one, and I am ingenious enough to figure out how to tighten my props anyway. And on this quad, I've flown without prop nuts, without knowing it. And it flew great. So, it's just kind of funny. You got 8, dang. So you're the reason why they're sold out. Gotcha. We got Runcam. Alright. Runcam Racer Nano 2 TVL. Why are Runcams still 36 bucks? Like, by that time I'm getting something better. Night Train. See, that's the thing. I would expect Nurk, actually. He's pretty ingenious. I would expect him to know how to tighten props without a tool. And the whole, like, using keys thing, yeah, everyone tried that. That's not that good. I tend to be a little bit more, I don't know. I'm stupid when it comes to stuff. I'm very good at, what's that, alternative engineering? Ladrib's used to having a tool for every occasion, and I'm used to having an every occasion for no tool. Ladrib. Okay, Robin, I gotta address this one. And you are... Alright, where's my thing here? Hold up. Where is my thing here? So, I gotta show. The hair's all screwed up. I have to address this. People who say the only way you get better is by crashing have never tried anything by practicing. They just kind of, like, if I'm doing a power loop, this is my mic arm. If I'm doing a power loop and I make it one time, but I crash 8, that's not my skill, that's my luck. Okay, so the whole push yourself and crash more and crash more and crash more and crash more and crash more, it really is, you nailed it. It cons noobs into thinking, yay, I made that one and I wouldn't have made it if I didn't try and crash a lot. Crashing like that only works in, like, skateboarding, where you only break a leg because you'll heal and nobody's trying to sell you a different leg. But to me, like, the whole crashing thing, like only fly really tight and you did that. No, you practice and then you're good, and then you can fly like that. You will still crash, don't get me wrong, but by the time you've done that, you probably have a sponsor, and you're probably not going to like spend $1,500 crashing, which is very easy to do. So I always get kind of annoyed, especially with people who sell things and they're like, oh, the only way to get better is by crashing. And not really. The only way to get better is by practice, is how you get to Carnegie Hall. But, I mean, you are going to crash, don't get me wrong. But if you don't know, like, it took me a long time before I would get comfortable enough to bump something and not immediately disarm. And I still have times where it takes me a half a second to decide on, okay, can I pull out of this wreck, or am I going to disarm and just wreck? And that part's fine, but it took practice, and it drives me crazy. The Drib took a test, a quad 15-minute drive, no prop. Yep. Even in skateboarding, you scale up and you plan and you practice. Yeah, Robin, there you go. That is even better than me. Like, you scale up, you plan, you practice small. Okay, I'm going to do a power loop. I'm going to do it around a tree, because that's what I have in my front yard, and I'm going to practice it, and I'm going to power loop, and I'm going to miss every now and then. I might start off with something huge out in a field, and then we'll get smaller and smaller and smaller. And honestly, until I started flying micros, I would never, ever, ever have progressed, because all my shit would have just been destroyed. Like a 5-inch quad in the room that I have to fly in, even whenever I was going to a field, there's so much momentum on there that you just break frames anytime you crash. And so now I'm very comfortable with a 5-inch, because I spent so much time with the 3 inches or the 2-inch. Yeah, like a 2. Well, no, I guess I'm 2.5 to 3 inch in many ways. But yeah, like I spent so much time getting used to, okay, I'm out of control. Can I regain control, or can I crash safely, or is it something that I can do? Whenever you have literally one shot breaking pieces, like telling people to crash is just a waste to me. Like that drives me crazy. More time if you don't crash. There you go. You have more time if you don't. I can rant about that all the time because it drives me insane. I think part of it drives me insane because I work in a gym as part of my part-time. Like this is my stress relief, which I haven't had. I teach spin classes and kickboxing and yoga, Pilates yoga, PYO is what it's called. I used to teach kickboxing, so I don't do that anymore. But people would come in and they're like, "Ooh, have you tried CrossFit?" And I'm like, "What's CrossFit?" Okay. And CrossFit, you know, high intensity, you go until your muscles fail. And to me, that is the absolute dumbest thing you can do, mainly because your results are horrible. You get really fast results because you've probably gone from couch to, "Ooh, I've got a team pushing me on," but you're destroying yourself. And it's, if you show me an athlete who does it, a professional athlete who does CrossFit, not a CrossFit athlete, because how the heck do you have a game that's a competition on who can pick up the, really? Like, show me a strongman contest, that's totally different. But like a CrossFit athlete is, "Ooh, I'm really good at doing the things that this sport says I'm really good at doing." No, come on. Like, And so it's like, if you, back to the quad thing, if you want to be good, it's practice. I'm sorry. I played music for God knows how long. The only way you got to be good is to practice. It wasn't, "Oh, if I go out and I play a sax and I have a crappy reed and I squeak all the time, that's the only way to play C sharp in tune, is by squeaking." No. Like, holy cow. That's my rant. Sorry. Drives me crazy. You only get better if you crash. No. Like, literally pick a small spot, go through it 500 times, you'll get better, and it'll be a lot cheaper. Robin, like you're my new best friend. Like, shoot, right there. Yes, I have a psych minor, and I think that's what drives me crazy. Like, "Oh, the only way we can learn things is by blah blah blah." Come on. I didn't realize I'm sorry. I did rant. Holy cow, that was that. But that's the thing that gets me. Holy, you done started it now. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. I will tell you. Diatone GTR349. All right, this is the greatest quad I've had. ER349 flies better. The GTR349 has HD, so I love it. I think it's great. I think you should go out and buy one and then crash the crap out of it, because that's the only way you're going to get better. And when you break another, you should buy another one. And I have links down below. So if you want to buy one of the best quads, it's $150 for the ER349 and then $200 for the GTR349. Go crash the heck out of them and just replace them. But use the link down below when you do it. Please, 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 please. And if you want motors, I've got links down below for those too. So yes, please go out and crash the heck out of your stuff, and then use my links. I might get commission off of it. Shoot, like, please. And if I made my own motors, yeah. The new drip. I need less rants and more eyeliner. I like ranting sometimes. It's seriously, where's my mat? Like, the new Lidrib channel. You need less rants and more eyeliner. Hold on, let me. My wife has a holy cow. I gotta show you this. I have to show you this. I don't know how to show you this. Unless she put it up. I don't know if she put it up yet. Hold up. See, my wife has a small obsession with something called Bare Essentials. So her eyeliner collection is monstrously huge. I'm trying to find a picture. Well, thank you. I try. I am a capitalist at heart. I like money a lot, but I also don't like wasting mine or yours. I don't know. I don't like wasteful. I don't like. I think I like efficiency and things that make me happy. Actually, this quarantine has been really, 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 really nice for just not having so much stress on traffic and who's buying what and what's in. I don't like it because everything I want to buy is out of stock. I'm trying to find my freaking pictures. Come on. So yeah, like the whole drive me crazy. Oh, friends, where are pictures? Come on, where's the pictures? Where are the pictures? Hold up, I might have it. I might have it. I might. Where is it? Really? Oh. Okay, there's a reason why I don't look through my old pictures. Holy cow, I remember that day. Alright. Oh, it's my buddy. So, this isn't a rant, this is... Alright. Does this show up? You can't see it. Darn it, never mind. Anyway, my wife has a collection of these things. Whoa. That was a motorcycle. Of these things. Holy cow, that is loud. Bare necessity. Is it bare necessities? Nope, not that. Bare essentials. I need bare essentials. Why is it bare minerals? There we go. Wait, did I get... No, I don't want 15% off. Thank you. I have a purpose for this, I promise. So if I were to walk into my wife's makeup, let's call it shrine, I'm pretty sure I would find everything here plus a lot more. Oh yeah, definitely. Nope. See, she hasn't used these. She hasn't. Nope. These. Probably every color under the sun. Nope, it's more colors than that. And she ran out of that product anyway. What in the world? They're running out of everything. Everyone's running out of everything. Well, anyway, if I needed eyeliner, I could go get some. It'd be colored if I wanted it to be. That would be the fun. Yeah. So. Alright. I think I'm okay. Can't find where my light. There it is. Okay, cool. Alright. So anyway, this is Sully. Thank you again. I did a thing where I was That spider's hanging out on my front porch right now. But anyway, I finally got my business started up. Oh, you can't see my spider because of my face is in the way. That's an ugly face. There we go. Anyway, my spider. He's hanging out on my front porch. He's got hairy legs, like me. Anyway, I am tongue-tied at the moment. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for the help with the dynamic idle, because I wasn't sure how to find out what value to put there. And I probably will end up going to about 440. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'll probably end up raising it to 40 something, but I'll try it out and see if 25 is too low. But yeah. So the PIDs, it's not. The thing is, I don't think they've changed, other than they've just been kind of dialed in a little bit more, and the way it works is a lot different than it used to be, because when I plug in my 4.0 values, they do not work. So I really don't know if there's something changed with it, or I don't know. But I do know the last time I did it, it was 4.2 development version. I could not use my old values. I had to end up dropping my P gains a lot. I mean, like 50%. Actually, I think I did drop P gains by about 50% just to get it to fly without fluttering at the top end. And I tried the TPA changes. That didn't help. So I don't know what really changed with it. I wish I did. And there might have been nothing changed. Maybe I just had a bad tune that only worked with one specific battery, and when I tested it the last time, I didn't use that battery. Could have been a lot of things. Yeah, one of the bad parts of how I fly is I have, this is a 13, well, this is actually a 1500 milliamp hour. It's a true 1500. It is very heavy for a 3-inch. But I have a couple of these, and I have a couple of 850s or 750s. And the 750s, your PIDs have to be so much lower than for the other ones. So I have two profiles I'll normally set up. I stopped flying with the heavier ones, and I'm not I thought I copied over my light PIDs, and I flew with my light. Actually, I'm very sure I did, but it flew like horribly. So anyway, I don't know what change there is. But now I'm only flying on 750 and 850 batteries, so I'll be able to fine-tune it and tell you a little bit different if there's another release candidate, and if the values change again and whatever happened. Should be able to bring it in and see. I would say, though, stock has been really good lately. I've had 2 of the development versions, and stock flew better than my old PIDs. Alien 3-inch... Oh, nice. Yeah, I need more 854Ss. I'm trying to get those. Once again, things are sold out, so... Oh, Cinewoop, nice. With T-motors, I don't blame you. Those things are smooth. Actually, I hadn't seen that. What in the world? Robin, that might be it. I know they changed with the PID loop, and I know how its calculates changed. And the thing is, like, one thing I don't like with a lot of quad stuff is that, you know, they'll tell you a range, like your Q factor, but they don't give you values of what's expected. So, like, dynamic idle, you know, it's like you... If I were developing something, and it's more because I come from a business background now, or the last 20 years, in a business where you design something and then you tell people how to use it. I just realized my face is behind a subscribe button. That's funny. I never knew that. But yeah, so if I were developing something like this, I would put the things in. They give great descriptions, but then I would say, you know, expected values between 0 and 50 or 20 to 50 or 20 to 500, you know, something like that, instead of just here's a number. So when you get into PID values, it's like, okay, do I set it, is it 0 to 100? Is it infinite? Is it 255? What's the max? What's the min? And I start in the middle and go middle until I get it. Yeah, it's Streamlabs. Oh, I just realized that's showing. I use Streamlabs OBS. I do like, why am I using Stream? I use Streamlabs now instead of regular. Oh, it has better, this is my brain working, I'm sorry. It has better, this, so if you've noticed on some of my older streams, I was using OBS and it's not able to give, I don't know what it is. Its target bitrate was always too low for YouTube Studio. So I'd always get errors, and then I would get lags, and then I would get stuttery stuff. Since I started using Streamlabs, it's been great. So I like it. You lag a little bit. Yeah, say OBS, it should be better. Like, I think Streamlabs is developed off of OBS, but I don't know. Robin. They have gotten better at 4.0. Dynamic idle is only understood by Joe, and yeah, he had to explain it to Bardwell. I will fully agree with that. I wish, that's like, I test out EmuFlight all the time, and Quick Flash is in here sometimes trying to explain things to me, and I'm dumber than bricks on some things anyway, holy cow. But it's like, okay, put in 20 here. It's just a number. Like, is it 20? Like, what are the ranges? That's all I want to know. I have not used it. They should at least give. But Night Train, if you're wanting to do video better, Streamlabs OBS, it's still free, obviously, because I'm using it. It has a few more features. It's a little more flashy, I guess, if you wanted to do things. But Robin, this is Bardwell is another. I like him. He's very good at some things. Yeah. Tip set idle where you normally have it 1% or so higher. Brandon, you know, it's funny with idle. I've never had a desync, like, ever. I've had props break in mid-flight, but I've never had a desync. So I've been really lucky. I've had water droplets get on my flight controller, and that caused it to just black out, but that went away instantly. But yeah, I'll try the. I don't think it'll desync, honestly. It might. I have no idea. You saw the Facebook conversation? That's funny. He's great at what he does. There you go. I can't disagree there. With it at 0, it's more stable. If it's too low, it'll drop more. Okay. I think I have full OBS on this. StreamYards is another. I just learned about it, and I might be switching over if I end up going a little bit more. I like Streamlabs, works really well. Raise it if it falls. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll like it where it is. I think between 2,000 and 5,000. I don't normally. I don't know. It depends. If it starts out and it's really floaty, it's easy enough to change. I'll carry my laptop outside and see. Holy cow. It's been a good day. It's been a good day. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It's after 10 and my dogs are normally begging to go out. But I started my business, by the way. It's 5 freaking onion rings, which is what I always said, but actually incorporated, so I'm all happy about that. So thank you. A lot of that's just to cover expenses for what I've been doing in YouTube and my classes and everything else, so it's kind of a catch-all. But I like the name because I went to a restaurant one time and they gave me 5 freaking onion rings. They were so freaking small. that I thought, hey, I'll make a company out of it. And then that business went out of business. The Five Freaking Onion Ring, like the place that gave me the original inspiration, went out of business for having like a lot of mad customers who weren't getting what they wanted out of their food. So anyway, I incorporated. I'm happy about it. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out tonight. And it took me a few days. Oh yeah, cool. I turned on motor RPMs. FFOR for the win. Yep. My wife says I might carry a grudge a little bit, but I like my food. And I love onion rings. Yeah, so Brandon, I have our ESC RPMs on. I always like having that on though. So we'll see tomorrow. I don't know. If I can live stream it, I will. I don't know how it's gonna go if I do that, because the last time's a little bit funny. Thanks again. Yeah, I'm going. Y'all have a good night. Don't forget, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Share it with your friends. Tell Ladrib. I might try the eyeliner one day. I might try purple hair. I really want purple hair. And if anyone has Mike Digga, if he had anything for the dark side of FPV, let me know and I'll try that too. But anyway, y'all have a good night, and I'm gonna peace out here. Take care, be good. Purple rocks. Alright, y'all be good. Talk to you